That's horrifying. I should fix that. If you play video games, you've likely played a top-down game before. Whether this was an RPG or a roguelike, you've probably played something like it. And I've made some of my own, but none of them have been very good. I've made a top-down movement system before, but none of the ones I've made have felt very good. In today's video, I plan on making this top-down movement system as close to perfect as I could possibly make it. There are a few things that I absolutely want in this project. First, I want a really nice feeling movement system. Second, I want it to be easily modifiable. And finally, I want to have a dash/roll mechanic, similar to Enter the Gungeon or Cult of the Lamb. Anyways, without any further delay, let's get right into the first day of development. So, it's the first day and I plan on making a basic movement system. I also want to make grid-based movement so that this can be the true ultimate movement system. Of course, all these options will be toggleable so that I can use this system in any future top-down project I may make. Anyways, let's get straight into the development for the day. So I started off by creating a grid-based movement system by using some old code that I had written a long time ago. Sadly, the code doesn't work the greatest, but it works for now. The problem is that it doesn't even look like grid-based movement, even though it technically is. I'll probably come back to this again and try to fix it. I worked on the grid-based movement for about an hour, but then I moved on to the normal movement. I decided to use a basic movement system for now, which wouldn't feel the greatest, but it will work. I'll probably change this soon, but I just wanted to get some of these things working. Anyways, I know I didn't do much, but that's all I had time for the day. I did lay out all the basics for the system, so this should make tomorrow so much easier. I'm gonna head to bed and continue this tomorrow. Hopefully then I'll really be able to turn this into the ultimate top-down movement system. So, it's the second day and I have a few plans. First, I want to fix the movement, and second, I want to work on a dash/roll mechanic. Now, I don't expect this to be easy, but I want to finish the movement by today. As for the dash, I think I'll have to finish that tomorrow. Anyways, let's get straight into today's development. So I started by spending a bit of time trying to fix the grid-based movement. I ended up watching a tutorial by Games Plus James. His channel will be in the description, so please check him out. Watching this video actually helped me figure out something about grid-based movement, and about diagonal movement. Since I figured this out, I added a toggle for diagonal movement so it allows for flexibility without doing anything. After I finished working on the grid-based movement, I replaced the basic movement system with something a bit more advanced. I changed it from changing the position to adding a force. This was strangely difficult, but I figured out that I needed to add a drag to the player. I messed with some values for a while, trying to make sure the speed would be fine. I did encounter an issue, causing the player to go much faster when not selected in the inspector. I fixed this by moving the code to fixed update. So, I finished the movement after about an hour. I may work on it a bit tomorrow and make a few improvements, but for now I want to work on the dashing mechanic. Anyways, I'm going to get right to the dash mechanic. I spent about an hour working on the dash mechanic. I tried making it myself, but I just couldn't figure out how for the life of me. I ended up following a tutorial by Bendux. I used the same tutorial in my Ultimate Platform Movement video. Go check out his channel, it will be in the description. After following his tutorial, I made a few changes, which would allow the code to work in a top-down perspective, rather than a side view perspective. This didn't take long and the dashing felt really nice. I finished off by making sure you couldn't dash with grid-based movement, because that would cause some issues since I use a unique method for that system. I wrapped up today's development by playtesting the system for half an hour. If I'm being honest, I was just having fun with the dashing. It's been 2 hours and I did a lot more than I expected to do. I finished the movement and I added the dash mechanic completely. Since I'm basically finished, I'm going to spend tomorrow cleaning up the code and just look for any bugs there may be. I'm also going to try to make a few more changes just to make this a bit more flexible. Anyways, it's getting late, so I'm going to go to bed and finish this tomorrow. So it's the third day, and as I said before, today's just a polishing day. I just plan on doing some bug fixing and making this a lot better to use. Anyways, let's get right into the development for the final day. I spent a few minutes playtesting and I didn't find any bugs. I ended up working on cleaning up the code for a while, which went well. I had the idea of having an option to toggle between changing the velocity for movement and adding a force for the movement. This will allow me to use whatever I want for any future project. I then had the idea of allowing the developer to adjust the drag so I can slow down at different speeds for different games. I finished off the development by adding a few comments and tooltips. Anyways, that's all I did today. I never planned on doing much, but I did a lot more than I thought I would. But anyways, that's all there is for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, consider liking and subscribing because that helps me out greatly. As always, for these kind of videos, the source code will be in the description along with the credits and other links. Also, check me out on Twitch if you want to watch me play games or do game development live. That link will also be in the description. Anyways, that's all for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!